Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host Paul James, and this week I am joined by Jay Parnas.
Co-host.
No. Damo is not here again. He's still moving into his house. It's taken a week. A long time coming. But we're this week going to be talking about something that recently happened for us. It's now 3 weeks old for you, but we want to kind of explore some of the possibilities, and that's talking about the Nintendo Labo. So the basically Nintendo cardboard thing got announced recently. As of the time you're viewing this, it's now only about a month away from release. 420.
Blaze it.
There you go.
So what's the?
It's coming out.
The only response to
April
that
20th.
is to blaze it.
And it's a weird, interesting, very Nintendo sort of out of the box, tish box made of cardboard concept. And we kind of want to explore how it is that you could implement what we know to be the case of Nintendo Labo, and you're seeing in the corner of the screen how we could maybe apply that idea to establish Nintendo IP.
It's almost like similar to the AR cards that they put out with the 3DS when that first came out, because there wasn't really much AR out at that time. True. And obviously there's a lot more now, and there's VR and all that sort of shit. But this is very much in that same line of kind of taking it a different way. And it's almost... When I was watching it, I was almost getting like a Toys to Life vibe.
Yeah, I reckon this is the next... Because Toys to Life, outside of Amiibo, has basically died.
Yeah, it has. And most of the Amiibo stuff is just collectathon.
Ubisoft Star Link or something that Ubisoft announced last year, where you basically build your own little ships and stuff, and then...
I remember that. Jeez, I'd completely forgotten about that.
Yeah, they announced that last year, and then it was not long after that...
Did it get cancelled?
Disney Infinity died, and Lego got kind of, we're just going to support it with this, but it's done. And we didn't then suddenly get our yearly iteration of Skylanders. So, and even the Amiibo, despite the fact they still sell well whenever a new one comes out, we didn't see many new ones.
Other than the Odyssey,
there was the Mario ones, and the Zelda ones were pretty early in the year, but it wasn't the
Animal
kind of
Crossing ones.
Well, no, but that's years ago now. The
Didn't they make some new ones for? I could have sworn they put out another one.
No, Animal Crossing was probably 2016 now, but 2017. What do I know? Mario, Metroid, and Zelda, and there was about 4 for each.
Is that all?
Yeah. There was a few more Zelda ones. There was some early in the year, but then what came out after that point, where it was clear that Toys to Life was dying, was only 4 for the the DLC, the Ballad of the whatever it was called. The second DLC pack.
That's
with
right.
The 4 champions.
Because there was also ones with the posable Guardian.
Those were early in the year, along with the game.
Yes.
Then there was the 4 Mario ones and the 2 Metroid ones.
Yes.
So it's kind of dried up a little bit there, but yes, I do agree with what you're saying. That I feel like this is maybe the next step for a Toys to Life.
Yeah.
It probably technically still fits under that umbrella. I mean, at the end of the day, these are things that toys can play with that interact with the game.
Yeah, I guess. So, I guess it's not...
But, I mean, what do you want to call it? Like, it's a title at the end of the day.
Like, it is, but it isn't. Because, like, you are still technically bringing that thing to life. Like, you're turning a piece of cardboard into a piano or a battle mech or, fishing rod or whatever. But you're not... You're also not, like, digitizing that either.
Yeah.
Like, you're making it part of
it's still a solid,
your
tangible thing that's right there, but then it becomes part of the controller and what interacts with the game.
It's definitely a very Nintendo thing to do.
Yeah. So by now you've seen the trailer for Labo in the corner, and if there's been any new trailers about Labo that have come out since, then I'll make sure to dub them in the corner as well. But what we want to look at is how established Nintendo IP, your Marios, your Zeldas, all those sort of things, how some of those could or maybe can't work with Labo. Like what could they do with Labo? And maybe it's like what we expect of a VR game, where it's more of an experience rather than a full-on game. But how
perhaps
I'm opening up for the possibilities of talking about here. How it is that could possibly work. Now, do you want me to kick things off with just one of the ones we've already spoken about it. But
sure, I could. You could. I don't know. It's a discussion. Though.
One of the first things that popped into my mind when I saw it, and you kind of scoffed at it, we had a little conversation about it at the time, is Pokemon Snap. Obviously, it was a very popular 64 game. We know people have been demanding it for years.
I'd like
Nintendo,
to
for
point
whatever
out,
reason, have ignored it because it hasn't come to the 3DS where there was a camera. It hasn't come to the Wii U where there was a camera.
Or even the Wii, where
and now
there
the
was
Switch
motion
doesn't have a
control.
camera, and all of a sudden, like, we kind of gave up on it.
Yeah.
Kind of. I don't know. There was
Well, 'cause
there
you
was
don't
the
even-
gyro, so you couldn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't need that, like, because you've got gyro. Like, you could do
don't
that.
need to-
you
don't
could do
need to
that
do
with
an
the
AR,
Switch,
like,
even whether it's docked or undocked. Like, you don't need to.
But
know.
I feel like Labo, and the fact that you even see them kind of building a camera in the trailer, I feel like that's a sure thing. Like, sorry, it
Could
makes
be.
sense.
Of course.
It makes sense. It's a surefire winner. And whether Nintendo does it or, so I guess it's probably determined by the Pokemon company more than anything else. But but it seems like rolled gold, and yet,
But hasn't it always?
yeah. There's been plenty of opportunities in the past, and they won't do it.
Yeah. Especially considering they had in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, there is literally a photo mode.
Yeah.
There is literally a take photos of Pokemon minigame in that you can get scored on, and it's based on, how well the Pokemon is in shot and how, zoomed in it is.
Wait,
and
that's
all
in
of that.
Ultra Sun and
That
Moon?
is in Ultra Sun and Moon. I'm not kidding. It is like, if ever there was a spiritual successor,
It's
it's like they've already got the groundwork for it.
Maybe they just consider it to be, without kind of getting too much into the weeds, maybe they just consider it to be an additional mode now versus enough for a full-on game.
Well, no, because it doesn't have any of the, interact. You can't interact with the Pokemon. It just runs around, and
But that was the case with Pokemon Snap too. You
you could throw apples and shit.
Oh yeah, and they'd stop
And
and they'd
smoke
eat it, but
balls
that just helped you take the
No,
photo.
because the levels were puzzles, basically. There was, if you do a thing at a certain time, another Pokemon will
it
show up.
flushes out the Gyarados
Yeah,
in the lake or
stuff
whatever.
like that. Yeah, there was more of a game there than I think a lot of people remember.
Yeah.
No, look, all I'm saying is that if they wanted to, they have the tools. They've more or less built more tools to do that. I just don't think that they have. And again, I mean, with a new Pokemon game in development already,
Yeah.
I mean, look, who knows? They could be making a side game already.
I mean, I feel like it's that budget sort of title. Like, it's the sort of thing that maybe they let's take Labo out for a moment, and how we could just throw that franchise back into the mix. It doesn't need to be a big full-on retail game. It can be a $20, $30
Well, with digital, yeah.
stuff that's on the eShop.
You're right. That's true.
But as far as Labo's concerned, I feel like stick those two Joy-Con in the side, or however it is they need to do it. Maybe you have the screen mounted at the top of and then you've got your camera screen, so you can kind of look and snap.
I guess. Do you think Pokemon Go kind of does that, though?
I mean, it does it with the AR, but it's not like the most you can do. If you
Again,
click
more
the
framework.
if you more to it, but it kind of does. But
It's
most
just-
people who play Pokemon Go, and we know that I'm one of them, the AR mode gets turned off very quickly.
Yeah. Doesn't that also consume more battery as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
So most won't use it for that reason. If they're playing Pokemon Go, they're out there to catch as many as they can. They don't need to deal with the... Oh, where is it? There it is. All right. And try it's tedious. It's a waste of time. What have you got?
I think you could do some really, really tasty pilot wings.
Oh yeah, how so? How can you see that?
Well, I mean, you could very easily be making a pilot's joystick with a Joy-Con,
Oh yeah.
and then you would be able to have a little dock for it, and then just have it. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be right. I could see that working.
Yeah.
Or like not that we probably need to crowbar gimmicks into it, given how its last entry went. But like Star Fox could work in the same sort of fashion.
Sure.
But I say no gimmicks because Star Fox Zero tried to leverage a few little gimmicks and it didn't work.
That was because it was trying to do a dual screen thing. The motion controls are actually not too bad for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not that bad. It's just the whole dual screen thing is just weird.
Okay.
But yeah, I honestly think that something like that, or even some of the Wii Sports Resort type stuff of very simple, bite-size, objective-based games.
Yep.
Piloting 64, something like that would be really, really good. Yeah, what else? I mean, the obvious one is Paper Mario.
Yeah, you kicked around Paper Mario, which somehow I hadn't considered.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just too obvious, so I didn't see it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you see it working, given that we associate, not that these days there's that much RPG left in it, but we typically associate Paper Mario as an RPG. What could they perhaps do with it?
Well, look, I don't know if I necessarily see a full game with one of these. It's definitely like a bite-sized or something aimed at a younger market. So I don't necessarily think it would be necessarily.
I wonder what you'd do with it, given that whatever Labo thing it is, like it's already predetermined what that thing's supposed to be. So you don't necessarily, you kind of take the creativity out of it there.
I guess. I mean, maybe it's
because of the nature of what it is.
Maybe it's just a matter of like, I don't know, maybe a Mario that you can then change into like a different shape, like a boat or paper plane or something like that, and
yeah,
I don't know. I honestly, they had a stick figure guy that you could
you kind of manipulate around using the vibration, which that continues to be, like, I rolled my eyes a little bit when during that initial presentation when Nintendo spent so much time. These are the features of the Joy-Con. This is what it does. Blah blah blah. Like HD Rumble's great, but I was like, why the hell are we spending this much time on something like this? And now they're moving objects around. They're kind of steering little car sort of things with vibrations from the controls. Like that's
crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, look, I don't know. Maybe
I'm all for Luigi's Mansion and creating the poltergust.
Yeah, right.
So he's got his little vacuum, and you could easily use to have a little Joy-Con
screen on it.
Yeah, like there's a whole. I feel like there's, and we've seen something that's kind of like a big backpack sort of thing with the mech that they show off.
Yeah,
in the trailer.
True.
So it wouldn't take much to adapt that idea into. All right, I've basically created a vacuum, and now I can kind of point and suck them up.
Well, even if you have something that's like it's got 2 bits, you put the Joy-Con in, and you've got the 2 triggers there that you can. Yeah. And
sure, maybe we've created a Wii Zapper kind of like that,
but also you're attaching a screen to it.
Yeah.
So it basically then becomes like the Pokemon Go AR of looking around, except you're capturing ghosts.
Yeah.
In your own home. Like, I think there's an element.
Especially if there's that AR component where you're looking around and you look at the screen, and through that screen there's a ghost sitting on or standing by your couch or whatever it is.
Yeah. Is there a camera? Is there a camera in the Switch?
No. No. Damn it.
So that's probably not going to work. But even still,
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. Oh, whatever. Let's assume it doesn't.
Okay. Well, that might be out. But even still,
there's things they could do. Maybe the AR aspect of it, no, but you could still interact with whatever's going on in the game with the IR or the motion, like the gyro component. So maybe you don't need the actual console docked bit. Well, because you wouldn't be able to see anything on the screen if, like on the TV screen, if you had the pad out.
I know this one's going to hit you hard.
There we go.
What if you build a Captain Toad level?
You build a level.
So basically, they've got a lot of ones that look like a house.
Yeah,
What if you're then putting it there? You put the Joy-Cons in, and then you are rotating the physical house.
That's one level.
Yeah, it's a piece of cardboard.
Maybe it can be an additional mode for it or something. It's
a piece of
like $20 DLC,
or
like what Nintendo kind of does with their amiibos anyway.
Like Picross.
Yeah,
it's cardboard. Haven't they already come out and said that you can print this stuff off again?
I believe so. So I don't know. There's possibilities there. Are there any other IP that we feel like they should maybe stay away from?
F-Zero.
I don't know how that'd even work.
Joystick.
Yeah, they basically create a Wii wheel.
Yeah, I want them to stay away from that because I want the next one to be gimmick free.
Yeah, that's fair.
If they're going to make one after so long, it better be fucking gimmick free.
I don't know how you could do it with Zelda or something like those big open.
I mean
Mario.
Look at what
isn't there called like the
Star Fox
Breath
Defend.
of the Wild, Mario Odyssey style.
Star Fox Defend was not a Star Fox game, but it was
better than Star Fox Zero.
No,
supposedly.
Barely. I don't know, mate.
We never expected this to be a super long topic. So.
I would like to say Custom Robo.
But you're looking for an excuse for that IP to come back.
Absolutely. Fucking absolutely, man. Like, could you imagine, like, having a robot where you can literally take off its legs and then put on more legs?
Yeah, if there's that ability to kind of...
Well, okay.
Pull apart and reassemble like with different bits and pieces. And
how much of a sensor?
I can't help but wonder like how long it's going to be before all of a sudden there's just cardboard pieces. And I'm trying to imagine in a family home here, kids are got God knows the number of other toys as well.
I guess.
And then you've got all these cardboard pieces of things that you've made.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like
compare that to like what, a $20, $15 amiibo.
Well, yeah, it doesn't take up any room, the amiibo, and that's.
But it also, cardboard is not that expensive.
Yeah, well,
Like as a parent, like that's.
I think a lot of it probably hinges on what Nintendo wants to do in terms of.
And you can just unfold.
Because you don't want to buy the software again, obviously.
Sure.
So how it is. If it is just print, but I don't know how print's going to work, because that's cardboard what they're putting out there versus I don't know.
How intelligent is like the IR?
All we know is that trailer, and I've not really. I mean, I remember when 1-2 Switch came out, there was that eating contest one where you had to put it recognised your mouth opening and closing. I'm not going to do it on camera because you look like a damn fool.
Yeah, you do.
But like you chomp really quickly, and that seemed to work no problems.
Yeah.
But it'd be hard to say who was doing it faster anyway, because people's mouths are moving at a million miles an hour.
Yeah,
so you don't know necessarily how accurate it was.
Yeah. So I guess
there's a lot of potential in it, but and yeah, maybe these things are more experiences rather than full games.
Maybe so.
I feel like in each of these cases, the IP that's going to lend itself to it is something where the thing that you create using Labo is an object that is key to your progression. So the poltergust, so the camera in Pokemon Snap, whatever it is, like it's your tool to interact with the world.
Yeah, I guess.
If it's your tool to interact with the world, then you can,
that you're looking at. Yeah,
rather than something that is
like a Toys to Life.
Because
I guess that's probably where I'm getting hooked on, and probably need to frame myself from.
But it's an interesting one. And again, this didn't need to necessarily be a long topic because we just don't know that much about Labo yet. And it hasn't released, and who knows what Nintendo's got up their sleeves. E3 is only a couple months after the launch of it, so they could blow the doors open during a direct.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think.
As far as I'm concerned, for an IP they need to keep away from, I think it's Zelda. But I don't think they...
No,
Mario they'll mess with in different ways. They won't go for your core 3D experience, but Mario they'll test with anything. So I'm sure we'll see Mario Labo related stuff. Could you ever see the possibility that they would explore licenses, like established licenses? Forget Luigi's Mansion for a second. Imagine if it was Ghostbusters.
Absolutely. Look, I definitely think...
Hypothetically.
I think yes. It's just a matter of as to whether those licenses want to be explored.
Yeah.
It'd be more a matter of like, you're going to make us a piece of cardboard. Like, is that all you're going to invest? Like, I don't know. It might be just...
Depends on how profitable this initial wave is, because if it rains dollar signs for Nintendo, and it probably, even if they don't sell many, it probably will, because they're selling, the software I can't imagine is going to be setting them back a hell of a lot. It's pretty primitive what we see on the screens in there, but we also don't know. It's a typical Nintendo trailer where it doesn't necessarily tell you a huge amount about what you'll actually be playing. But they're charging you 110 Aussie dollars for that mech, like that mech one. Now that includes the software, and then probably $20 for the cardboard. But it's cardboard, so that's all profit. Probably 19 out of the 20 is all profit.
Yeah, sure.
And they'll probably be making a fair markup on the game, because the game probably didn't cost... fair profit on the game, because the game probably didn't cost them that much to develop as well.
Yeah, true.
Now, when you start exploring your actual IP, you're probably going to put a bit more R&D into it.
Yeah.
But this initial wave is going to... I think it'll be the old Nintendo Wii and DS meme where it prints money, and like Iwata and Miyamoto are just... Like, there's money raining everywhere. Like, it's not out of the realms that this couldn't be very, very profitable for them. Regardless of whether it's any good, or regardless of whether it actually sells that many units.
Do you think there's any way you could make a WarioWare game with this?
Yes, but again, I feel like whatever it is that you're making has to be the thing that you interact with.
You'd be basically making a cardboard bop it.
Yeah, provided like every mini game or whatever is kind of framed around how you use that object. And look, they're creative.
You could have a because I mean, WarioWare touched. Like, they were all about touching the screen. That was it.
Yeah.
There is a touch screen there.
Yeah.
And if you make something that, like, it pushes, and something else that, like, pulls or turns or whatever, like, you could have like a Wario, but like you could have like you could imagine a thing where like it's a box shape that does weird things, and it's got like Wario's mustache coming out the side of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like just some little box where you've got your screen in there.
I was thinking about WarioWare as we went, but I couldn't work out how it is that it could work. But that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's just like something where it's like, you know, if it's a touch screen one, maybe you need to drag something on screen by touching it and then hit the button or something.
Yeah.
Or, you know, something weird, and it would have to be a weird contraption. WarioWare is in and of itself a weird contraption. Just trying to think of like what licenses.
I feel like Ghostbusters is an easy one, but if you're Nintendo, I'd say don't do Ghostbusters. Do like leverage your own IP.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's going to cost you to bring that IP on board versus just the R&D for Luigi.
Yeah, true.
But it also depends on the IP, because there'll be some IP that, like, there's no parallel that Nintendo has in their thing, and it makes sense that, Labo could work for this.
I feel like some of the stuff that they showed was very reminiscent of the Wii U's announcement trailer. With like, you know, the ninja stars and the golf on the ground. Like a lot of that scene, like the fishing stuff reminded me a lot of that.
Well, the mech in that was Project Giant Robot, which was supposedly cancelled, but we know that with Nintendo ideas, nothing really stays dead. It just gets shelved and used later somehow. Except the vitality sensor. Surprise, surprise.
So I don't know. Look, maybe there's something where they could have that like Ninja Star game where you could, you know, be having maybe, I don't know, cardboard ninja stars that you can throw at your Switch screen or something. I don't know.
That'd be,
Or maybe like a glove of some sort where you're putting in one of the...
Oh, the glove's back.
I mean, did it ever go away?
Again, not Nintendo.
Or like a gauntlet of some sort where you're putting in a Switch controller and then, based on your movements, the screen somewhere else is picking that up.
Yeah, for sure.
But then you're going to have someone flinging it, so maybe that's not a good option. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like it's
a real weird thing.
Yeah, this entire thing is a real weird thing.
But it's so Nintendo, and it seems to be really like. There's certainly an audience that's like, no, you're selling me cardboard. It's this expensive for cardboard. No, you're paying a lot for the software, and you're paying $10-$20 for the cardboard, and you know, string and pulleys and all the other sort of rubbish. Like, take a look inside that robot. There is a lot going on.
Do you think we see the mystical return of Rob the robot?
I hope so. That'd be great.
I mean,
makes sense.
It's like,
and then you interact with Rob in certain ways to interact with the game. Yeah. All right, that's it. We're pinning this thing around Rob. Rob is going to be the thumbnail. We're done.
All right.
On that note, that was the end of Patched.
I did it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived.
On a high. Please make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel. That'll allow you to catch up with weekly episodes of Patched, Video Games Club, The Insider, Player 2 Plays, trailers, and a whole bunch more that can only be found at our YouTube channel, except the trailers.
Wait, I've got another one. Hang on. What about if you could somehow make almost like a Rock'em Sock'em robot for like a punch out? Like where you'd be able to move the arms. And it would just
doing the punching on the screen.
Yeah.
And then you pull the thing a little too hard and the Joy-Con comes flying out the end as you punch.
I mean,
shatters your screen. And it's the Wii all over.
You would only need to just be like this, right? And have one arm move this way.
Like, I know it wouldn't be much. I like the extension where it just something gets out of control and the Joy-Con goes straight through the screen and it's the Wii all over again.
Yeah.
If you like written content, please make sure to go visit the website player2.net.au. That'll allow you access to reviews, previews, features, opinion pieces, the Player 2 draft, and a whole bunch more. All that stuff can only be found at our website. There's some awesome people contributing, so go and check it out. Jay doesn't do Twitter. I'm Paul James P2 on Twitter. The website is Player2AU on Twitter. And until next episode, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later.
Rock'em Sock'em Little Max.
Rob.
There you go, Nintendo.
Rob.
Rock'em Sock'em Little Max. It's gonna happen.